Our southern border with Mexico is closed to all non-essential travel in an effort to stop the spread of the coronavirus. Joining me now is Acting Customs and Border Protection Commissioner Mark Morgan. All right, Commissioner, thanks so much for being with us tonight. Now, I'm not real clear about this, but are the northern and southern borders closed?
So, Judge, that's a great question. I really appreciate you asking that because there's a misnomer out there. So the answer is no. The entire northern and southern borders are not closed. We're not shutting them down. But what we are doing is applying common sense yet aggressive containment and mitigation strategies to try to stem the spread of the COVID virus. And so we are implementing significant restrictions as appropriate. But I'll give you an example. Trade, commercial traffic is going to continue both at the northern and southern border. We do over $3 billion a day between the northern and southern border of trade. They're bringing across medical supplies, food, and other stuff. So that's not going to stop. That's going to continue.
Okay, but what about the rest of it? When you talk about trade, medical supplies, food, I mean, does that mean that people who just want to visit the United States can do that from Canada or Mexico?
So no. And there's two elements to that. First, yeah, absolutely, you're spot on. And so those who enter illegally, whether northern border or southern border, this isn't about immigration. This is about public health and containing the spread of the COVID virus. So if you enter illegally now, we're not going to take you into our custody. Look, we don't know anything about you. You have no documents. We're not going to take you in our facilities, exposing the CBP personnel and the American people, as well as the immigrants. What we're doing now is we contact you trying to illegally enter the country. We're turning you around immediately, taking you a POE, and returning you to the country you come from, whether it's Mexico or Canada. That's a game changer, and that's absolutely going to help contain the spread.
Okay, so that is a discussion about the illegals who are then being returned to their point of entry or to their country. Now, what did I hear about the Northern Triangle? That some of them are even being returned as far, far beyond Mexico. Is that correct?
That's correct. And that's another key point. Title 42, this is a CDC. This isn't an immigration policy. This is a policy from HHS. It's a public health policy. So this applies to anyone who illegally enters. So it doesn't matter whether it's from Mexico, Northern Triangle countries, or anywhere else. We are going to expeditiously return you to the country you came from because this is a global pandemic. And all countries, they need to step up and start doing more.
Okay. All right. So, but still, if they're not illegal, if someone wants to travel from Canada to the United States and they're not involved in trade, are they going to be able to come here?
Yeah, it depends. And this is a big difference between those who illegally enter versus those that are coming here legally. If you come here legally, we know where you're from. You've got proper documentation. We know who you are. What we're going to do is, if you're trying to legally enter and you have a reason to do, we're going to let you in. But if you're coming here to party, to go shopping in the mall, you're not going to be allowed in.
Ah, okay. And then finally, I have 30 seconds of ports of entry. What's going on there?
So that's exactly right. So we're doing the same thing at the ports of entry that we're doing at the airports. So if you come in, you're going to be evaluated. If you're symptomatic, we're going to turn you over to CDC or the local health care providers, and they're going to take appropriate action. But if you're asymptomatic and you're coming here for essential reasons, you're going to be allowed in. If you're coming here for non-essential reasons, you're going to be turned around.
All right. Mark Morgan, thanks so much for being with us.